Okay, here we go. So I guess we'll just start off by saying Tim and I, as a podcast, have been kind of MIA since COVID started. We've done a little bit. We just did a quick interview at Fan Expo this year, but that was even just dipping our toes back in. I know, Tim, you've been doing stuff throughout when you can, but life life finds a way to take over sometimes. So in the meantime, we've decided to get back into doing some podcasts, and we've started an entirely new segment called Gen-Xcavators, where we want to bring on a guest and talk to them not even about their careers, but about the stuff that shaped them as a young person when they were growing up, especially through our favorite time period of the 80s and early 90s, the stuff that shaped us as well. Um, we couldn't think of a better guest to have on our
Oh
first
my God, no.
episode of this segment than Paul Sun-Hyung Lee, because we've wanted to have Paul on for years. We get like little bits of time with you at upfronts and stuff, but we've never had you as like just a solid guest from start to finish.
Wow, I'm
So
honored.
it was like a no-brainer. We were like, Paul will do it. We have to ask, but there's got to be a way to make it
He
happen.
must know some stuff about geeks. He must.
Yeah, he must have something to
There's
say
something
about
there.
pop culture in the 80s.
Oh man, yeah, a little something.
So welcome, Paul, and again, thank you so much for making the time
Oh
today to be our guinea pig, so to speak.
yeah, no, it is an honor, and like I said, when the request came through, I was like, yeah, automatically, I love those guys. So
Let's
it's
do it.
yeah, it's like yeah, anytime, it's not a problem. It's just coordinating everybody's schedule is always a bit of a
Yeah.
to do,
And
right?
we had
But
baseball for
oh yeah,
Yes.
oh man.
I
I even
know,
said that in the crowd. I was like, it will not be on a baseball night.
yeah,
Like, I'm busy too.
That was good times, though. It was good
yeah, oh
times.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was. What a
yeah.
run. What a season.
Baseball is a cruel sport. That's all
It
I can
really
say.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, it'll lift you up, it'll break your heart.
Oh yeah,
It did all of those
100%.
things in like a week.
Yeah, but what a great series. I mean, that
Yeah,
that was
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Just baseball,
yeah,
period.
Yeah.
It wasn't decided on a chintzy, crazy sort of like, can you imagine if it had been decided on that lodged ball, in
Oh,
right?
the
Yeah,
wall?
like
Like that would have
any
been
kind of a
insane,
call. Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And the crazy thing is, yeah, that was technically it was the right call. It's a dead ball as soon as he throws their arms up. I mean, my youngest plays baseball and we've seen that a ton of times because it just happens where the ball, I mean, that rule is because of Wrigley Field basically,
yeah,
right? Like if it gets caught in the
Mm.
vines or whatever. But, having a kid that plays travel ball, you go to all these weird ball diamonds and they've got every ball diamond has its own personality and it's like, well, if it goes over the hill and runs underneath the
yeah.
fence, don't get your outfielders to play. Just have them throw their arms up right away, and we'll call it a dead ball or whatever. So as soon as I saw that happen, I was like, "Oh God, no!"
Yeah.
But
Everything. That was
you
like a
know,
baseball gods moment where it was like, they are not meant to win this
yeah,
one.
well, it's yeah, and that's the cruelty in it.
Yep.
But the beauty of the game remains, and I think
Yeah.
the greatest thing was it really revitalized an entire city and an entire fan
Mm.
base,
Yeah.
entire country.
The whole
Dare
country.
I
Yeah.
say, yeah, and so things are
I even
looking pretty
saw
good for the
people that
Blue
are like,
Jays.
I'm watching from Sweden and I'm rooting for the Blue Jays. Not like
Yeah,
they're not even Canadian. They're just like
it's great. It
It
is
was,
rooting for
really
the
great.
comeback kids. And it came down to a broken bat. Like that was a sliding doors moment
Well, yeah,
right
yeah.
there.
I
Well, not
mean,
came down to. There was a lot of, but yeah,
it's yeah. If ifs and buts and candy and nuts and all that
yeah,
stuff, right?
yeah.
If
I mean, at the end of the
if
day, it was a true, like you said, it was like a true baseball series,
yeah,
and every single game could have gone either way.
yeah,
yeah.
Even that one game that was two games in one.
yeah, yeah.
Wild. I loved it. It was great.
Hmm.
It was true. Sue, I mean, after that intro, where do we go from there?
Yeah, now
I
we're off
mean,
baseball.
well, and I just want to say
Temporarily.
it's a great idea bringing in Paul because I was looking at our birthdays and we're all of an age. Like we're all like we're very early 70s. I'm not going to throw out the exact number, but very early 70s. So we probably all had very similar experiences Because Paul, you were growing up in Ontario, you were growing up in Calgary. You were probably exposed to a lot of the same things at the same time as we were.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, what kind of kid were you when it came to pop culture? What was your pop culture defining moment?
Oh my gosh, that's a steep one because when you're a kid, you're not.
You don't know
There's
it
no real
until
moment you can
Yeah.
put your thumb on it and kind of go, well, this defined my entire generation. Like while you're living through it, I think maybe looking back at it, it's funny. I was always of a mindset that Gen X was like till, the late 80s, and I thought millennials were like from the 90s onwards. And apparently somebody has corrected me and said, no, Gen X is from like 1965 to like 1980-ish. I've
yeah, I
heard
was like,
up to
how is that one
82.
generation?
I know, and I'm like, I don't think so. It's a weird sort of thing. And so like there's that whole, I mean, we all know when boomers are, and then the argument about millennials and Gen Z and Gen Alpha and blah blah blah. And there's always this sort of like the forgotten stepchild, middle child,
Yeah.
right? That's what Gen X is, the forgotten generation where you're like, yeah, they're kind of here, they're kind of there, whatever.
Yeah.
Completely self-reliant. Um, I mean, gosh, like, and that's such a loaded question because there's so much about Gen X in terms of the vibes, the culture, what was popular at the time. Gen X is again like I said before, it's kind of like that forgotten generation where it was like you just left, you went out, and then
Yeah.
you came back, and there was no supervision, and
Nope.
you kind of had to figure shit out. Like,
Yeah.
can I swear on this podcast? Sorry.
Oh
Hell
yes,
yes.
for sure.
Okay, so you had to figure shit out on your own, and you got into adventures, and you got bored, but then you started doing things because you got bored, and
Sometimes they weren't smart things.
no, and the beautiful thing was there wasn't a friggin' camera recording every single
Yeah.
moment in posterity. So if you ever made a mistake, it was often just limited to your immediate sort of friend group,
Yeah. It just
maybe a
goes
little
down
bit
to the
bigger.
local legend
Right.
and
Exactly. So, it was never like, oh, look, it went viral. You're the most humiliating moment of your life
yeah.
type
Yeah.
thing, right? So, um, I mean, for me, it always has been like Gen X for me is like Saturday morning cartoons. Like
Mm.
that was a staple of me growing up because it was like me getting up, getting a bowl of like sugary cereal, sitting in front of the TV, getting a sugar buzz, watching Scooby Doo, Huckleberry Hound, all these different cartoons, getting jacked up, and then going outside, like and running around with my friends.
Running off the sugar
Huh.
high.
Yeah, pretty much, right? And so
Yep.
that was for me, music wise. Like, I mean, gosh, the 70s. As a kid, I didn't really listen to too much music, and I say this where music is a blind spot. Like I can talk about pop culture in terms of what was on TV, what the popular movies were, who the popular stars were. But when it comes to music, I'm like, I don't know. I'm
I
like the
don't
Village
know.
People, maybe.
Right? It
Yes,
was,
I,
they
I
were
heard
a
they
big.
were
it seemed
popular,
kind of
right? The Bee
blurred at the
Gees.
time.
Yeah, right.
Because I mean, my house there was country music, which would
Mm,
then lead into like Dean Martin, and then I'd go over to my friend's house, and there would be ABBA, and there would be Queen, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and it'll just
yeah.
blend. Yeah.
So my
I
parents
think a
were,
lot of us grew up on our parents' music and then we started picking our own, like when we
yeah.
got into more like higher elementary school, high school.
So my parents were never home because they were always working, and being Korean immigrants, they didn't really listen to top 40 radio at
Yeah.
all, right? So it was one of those things where if there was music playing, it was like old Korean music that they had cassette tapes of or whatever from the
Oh.
day, and they would play these songs, and it'd be like, Ari Ari Dong
Yeah.
Dong, City City Dong Dong, and just like I don't know what they're saying, and this is not. So that's why I never listened to music. But I mean, it
And none
was
of your
kind of
other
like a
friends were
heyday.
listening to it.
Yeah.
So
So but it was a time. I mean, growing up in the '80s too. I mean, the evolution from disco to pop to synth to punk to all that huge explosion of expression, and then later on as it went from
Mm.
like stuff like where it transitioned kind of out of that into like grunge,
mhm.
in university and whatnot, and that's sort of I don't know, and then some folkier, like going back to the folkier route with a lot of the sort of granola ish type groups, and then you've got bands like REM making their mark, and
Yeah.
in Canada here, the Tragically Hip, talk about a breadth of sounds to grow up with. But for me, yeah, Gen X has always been like I will always remember Gen X as a time when the cartoons reigned supreme. There was sugar in everything, massive amounts of sugar in everything, and television shows were often just disguised commercials for whatever you're watching on TV. And I'm looking at
Product
G.I.
placement
Joe, I'm
and
looking at Transformers,
Captain
all
Power.
those things. They're just barely disguised commercials for toys. And
Yeah.
that was me. That was my growing up. That was the pop culture and everything. Not to the point where it is now, but there were obviously lots of toys for lots of movies that were out there.
yeah.
I mean, Star Wars
Yeah.
right behind me.
Oh, I couldn't guess. I had no idea looking behind you. That's amazing.
Yeah,
I
no,
think we
it's
were like one of the last generations too that had like um a cohesive shared experience growing up. Like we all watched the same movies, we all
yeah,
watched the same TV shows. Yes, there were types. Maybe you weren't into sci-fi and you were more into sitcoms, but everybody knew all the shows that were on. We got three channels for
Yeah,
Pete's
your
sakes.
channel.
Like there wasn't a lot to choose from, but now everything's streamed. There's hundreds of channels,
yeah,
or thousands, or you can just make something on your iPhone and send it to your friends.
yeah,
But I feel like now they don't have that same kind of like you have your groups within each generation, but I
yeah.
think we were one of the last ones that we all
Oh
grew up
yeah.
the same life in a
Yeah.
way.
I mean, there's
In that
just
way.
so much out there now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so much
I
content.
remember where I was when I saw the first advertisement for V. I remember where I was. And, or the first time I
Yeah.
saw Knight Rider.
Hmm.
And then I go and talk to everybody at school. I'm like, did you see this with the talking car? And
Yeah.
they're like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's been on for weeks now.
But I mean,
I remember the
that's
first time I saw Dukes of Hazzard because I was
yeah.
at my cousin's house. He lived in Georgia at the time, and it was his favorite show. It hadn't come to Canada yet, so when it did,
Oh
I was
wow,
like, "I got this."
seeing it
I already know.
in there. Well, and that's the thing. It was like appointment television, right? Like
Yeah.
they
Oh yeah.
dictated when the networks dictated when we were allowed to see a show. And this is before VCRs, video cassette recorders.
Hmm.
For you Gen Alphas out there, we used to have machines that would if we missed it when it was live broadcast, we would have machines to record it because they wouldn't replay it. I mean, kids nowadays are like, just catch the stream again. Like I'll
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
it's the
Now it's like if you don't get back from the bathroom in time
yeah.
Yep.
before
It's
the
like
machines.
I'll just pause it. I'll
Yeah.
pause live TV, do what I need to do, and then I missed something. I can just rewind it.
Yeah.
If you missed it, you missed it unless you
Yeah.
had
It
it
was gone
recorded. Right?
forever.
Yeah. So, but there was something lovely about that communal experience where we all sort of had to, and it's funny because they're kind of trying to get back to that. Streaming was supposed to give us freedom. We're free to choose whenever we want to see it. If I want to watch it on a toilet on my phone, I'm gonna do that, right? Like no one can tell me when I'm gonna watch this. I'll watch it when I get around to it. And then there became a point where spoilers started coming out, and then everybody had to rush to
Yeah.
watch it or be the
Yeah.
first to watch something because somebody might spoil it, or I want to go and spoil it for people
Yeah.
to let them know that I saw it first, right? And now it's getting to the point where the streaming companies, they're starting to go, we're dropping it now at 9 o'clock p.m. on a Tuesday.
Hmm.
So if you want to watch it, that's not at the stroke of midnight when normal people are asleep. This is all they're trying to move it back towards that whole and we're not going to dump the entire series on one day. You're going to have
Yeah.
to
We'll give
wait
you.
a week to ruminate, to speculate, to get upset over, to write angry stuff over, and then you got to wait again. And it's sort of like for Gen Xers, we're like, "Pfft."
Yeah. That's how it
You got
was.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, okay. It's like,
Yeah.
how can you wait? It's like, that's how we were raised.
Yeah.
You had to have patience, right? And so that, it is that weird sort of everything old is new again,
Yeah.
And
Because
there
Gen
is
Xers are running
something,
the world now, so we're like,
yeah.
let's just take it back.
But there is something to just sort of like learning that patience, to having the wherewithal to problem solve and troubleshoot and to kind of just go through that things of like something's broken, or I need to fix something, or I need to do something. How do I figure it out? And now everybody they go to, you know, the supercomputer that they have and then now it's even scarier because they're going to like ChatGPT or any of these other AI crap.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I don't even need to think
works.
for myself now.
Yeah, but Google still works. Like you can do a search and now you've got somebody doing the search for you or something. And, you know, I'm hearing anecdotally, like a lot of the stuff that the AI is telling you is wrong.
Yeah.
Or patently what AI thinks you want to hear.
Yeah.
And there's a big gap in that. And with deep fakes and with, look at me, I'm an old man who shakes his hand at a cloud. You know, videos, like AI can create videos of things that are like realistic. I mean, I was on a binge for a while where I was watching people, back to the first conversation we had about porch pirates picking up loaded packages that were filled with paint bombs, exploding in their faces. And they're not hurt, but they're covered from, you know, from the face up with paint. And I think that's amazing. And then somebody said, that's all AI. And I'm like, man, took the fun out of everything.
Yeah, you just ruin everything.
Right? So it is this whole thing about, I think we are aging. Gen X is, we're getting to a certain age, and we are the ones shaking our fists at the clouds. So if those darn kids would just listen to us. But I honestly, if I was to bet on any sort of generation to sort of figure a way out or to get shit done, it would be Gen X, because we were feral.
That's what we did.
We were feral. You're not wrong.
You had to figure our stuff out on your own. You had to.
Because no one's going to help you. It's like, oh, is that too bad? You thirsty?
Walk it off. Just walk it off.
Exactly. Are you cut? Oh, rub some dirt in it. Let's go. Keep going.
That's awesome.
Going back to what you said about the patience and having to wait a week before we could see what happened next. That was the other thing too that really pulled people together, because you watch something Monday night, Tuesday morning at school, that's the first thing you're talking about with all your friends.
Yep.
You're trying to figure out, like, this is what I think is going to happen, but you don't know. You don't know till the following week, and then you can be like, I was right, or oh, I didn't even think of that.
Let's slide over to movies.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I'm going to guess that maybe you had a movie/TV obsession sitting behind you. And was that the first one that really impacted you? Like, was Star Wars your obsession from the get-go, or was there something between it? Do you divide your love of movies? I mean, 1982 alone, what a year for movies. So.
I honestly think 1982 is the best year for movies of all time. I have a friend, he's got a podcast. It's called Blockbuster 1985, a blockbuster year. And they're positing that 85 was the best year for movies. And I'm like, no. There's some great movies in there. 82, hands down, destroys 1985. Because in 82, you had like Raiders of the Lost Ark, you had Star Trek 2, you had all these like fantastic movies. You had like Rocky 3. And
the
so,
Thing.
And yes. And so I'm sitting there going, for me, that was like kind of a heyday, because things weren't as repetitive or as derivative as they are nowadays. Nowadays, it's very formulaic, and it's designed that way purposefully so they can make money. But I think there's a big audience pushback that's happening. And while I'm not saying that the kinds of movies that they're releasing right now are poorer, I think there's time for those movies, but they're not enough to draw people back to a communal experience. Yeah. Because I think audiences are really craving originality, different narratives, you know,
even
other
in
talent.
A sequel, like tell a different story,
right? It's crazy what audience want, because we've been fed. It's like you can have, you know, a Michelin steak meal, and you go, the first time you have it, it's great, and it's like, guess what you're having tomorrow? Same meal. And then the day after that, exactly the same. And the day after that, exactly the same. You have that for like a week, and you're like, I'm done. Yeah. I don't want to eat that food. It's great, but I don't want it every day.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And so for me, movies, the first movie, everybody knows I love Star Wars. And I will admit, Star Wars, as we called it back in the day, not episode 4, but Star Wars, I was 5 years old. My dad took my sister and I to see it. Rest is history. Made an indelible mark. But did you know the first movie my dad ever took me to see was Jaws?
Yes.
Oh, Tim.
Yeah, Jaws. So we went to see it when I was 5 years old. So it was in 1977. And in fact, Jaws had come out in 1975. So how did I see it in the movie theaters? Jaws 2 was out in the theaters. And back in those days, pre-VCR, pre-streaming, if you wanted to see the original movie, they would often have double headers. And so they would show the original and in tandem with the new movie. And that's basically what happened. So my parents, being great immigrants, took my sister and I, both way too young to be watching this movie, to the movies because they were like, oh, it's an adventure movie with a shark. And, so my mom, it was so crowded, we couldn't sit together. My mom and my sister sat way in the front. My dad had to sit behind me. Now I'm 5 years old, and my dad's sitting behind me. And this is the first time I've ever been in a movie theater. And I watched this story about how the shark eats people, and they're trying to figure out how to catch it. So I was terrified. And there's this one moment in the middle of the movie when they're looking, and we still haven't seen the whole thing yet, right? It's all in your imagination. And there's a point where Chief Brody and Hooper, they're out at night, and they're looking because the shark is a night feeder, and they come across this beat up Ben Gardner's fishing boat. Hooper goes in the water, and it's like, it's nighttime, and there's a big hole in the hull, and he pulls out this big shark's tooth, and, he starts to shake the hole, and this head pops out, and it's Ben Gardner's eyes been popped out, and there's like a little squiggly thing. There's a violin sting. It's a big jump scare. My dad knew something was going to happen. And he slowly reached over the back of the seat, and just as that head popped out, he grabbed me and went, ah! I'm not going to say I peed in my pants. I'm not going to say that. What I will say is I screamed so loud, it set off the entire theater. Like, that was the panic, shrill, everybody lost it. And then they immediately started to laugh, right? Because it's that big, wonderful jump scare. And as a 5-year-old who's terrified, to hear that laughter was so... It was calming. Yeah. It was this assuredness. It was this whole, it's okay to be scared at the movie theaters because it's not real and everybody's feeling it and you can laugh about it. And that's when it clicked onto me. Oh my God, movies are so much fun. I love going to the movies. And that was, so maybe I was primed for Star Wars. It was like, I love the movies. I love going to the movies. And that's, really sort of stayed with me. So my love for the movies has grown from that point on. The sad part of it now is, much like many these generations, the next ones, have become less self-sufficient. We've also, as audiences, become less courteous. We've lost the ability to watch movies together now.
Yeah. Because,
and this is old man shaking at a cloud, people are checking their phones, they're talking. Many people having full ass conversations on the phone. People putting their feet up on seats. People talk it's just the poorest behavior ever, and it's really, really sad because everybody feels like, well, I paid money for my ticket, and they treat it like it's their own living room where they can pause the TV or go to the bathroom or answer a text or shoot a friggin' a TikTok or a Snapchat or whatever. And it gives me anxiety because I keep thinking, who am I going to have to fight in this movie now? And I hate it. I hate myself for feeling that way because invariably it's people who go to the movies don't love the movies. They want to see something and sort of be, entertained for a bit, but their focus isn't on the movie anymore.
Right.
They've got metrics now for second screens. All these streamers, they can tell when your phone is activated, and they have it now, and it's contributing to the dumbing down of shows because now edicts are coming down saying, hey, you know what? We need you to simplify the dialogue in this show, in the scene. So this is why you get a lot of verbal exposition, a lot of repetition. It's because people who are looking at their phones, IMDbing whoever or answering something, they want to be able to hear. They don't want them to miss anything.
Oh my goodness.
And it's ridiculous. And so that's the big push now. It's like we can't fight against these other screens. So now they have metrics. And the longer you can go without somebody activating their phone and looking at it and checking, the better it is. I think it's garbage. I hate that.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I hate that. I want to create a theater where it's like a Faraday box. No phones.
Yeah.
You can't. There's no signal in, no signal out.
Oh,
If your
that's
call
great.
is that important, don't go see the movie.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And a strict sort of like, you can react to a movie. I think there's nothing wrong with that. But talking through a movie or being like discourteous to other audience members because, hey, you paid for a ticket. I did too. What a surprise. There's more than just you in the theater.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's stuff like that. And so I've had this rant going on. There's some theaters that do it right. Alamo Drafthouse in Austin
yeah.
has those rules where it's like, no, don't be a dick. Just you're here to watch the movie. Enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
the experience you're here for. You paid for it.
Yeah. So and have everybody else enjoy the movie. Like, wow, what a concept. Don't ruin it for other people. Isn't that strange? So yeah, but there's a ton of movies growing up. I mean, as a kid that made a mark on me, Goonies was one. Stand By Me. I was the same age as the boys in Stand By Me, so that really spoke to me. Star Trek 2, I sobbed, I ugly cried at that movie with Spock died. So like my fandom goes everywhere. I love Star Wars, I love Star Trek, Space 1999, Have Gun Will Travel, Lost in Space, Gilligan's Island, all these movies and shows that were just sort of a part of what was in my sphere of influence, I guess, and things that left marks on me and that sort of like made me who I am. So yeah, I am a total product.
So what was your favorite 80s TV theme song? Or sorry, theme song?
Theme song. Oh God, there's so many.
My
good
Spotify
ones.
is filled with them. It's ridiculous.
There's
I
so
know.
many. They just
I
don't
know.
make them like that anymore.
I
That's
mean,
my old person saying for the day.
Yeah, you know what? So you mentioned, Knight Rider, like din din din. That was like
Yeah.
that beginning sting was great. There was a Greatest American Hero, that song.
George
like-
Scarborough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Trevor.
everybody knew that song.
Yeah.
The theme to Buck Rogers
Yeah.
is
Oh,
something
yeah.
that is like you don't expect it to sound that way, but it does, and it's like, oh my God. I mean, Space 1999 with that wicked riff, but that's really 70s, right? It's just, gosh, the opening bits for Transformers, G.I. Joe stick in my head. Jeez,
I'm a
Scooby-
sucker for Magnum.
Oh, Magnum P.I. 100%.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was Airwolf had a really good
Oh,
Airwolf.
theme
100%.
as well.
Airwolf, yeah. Yeah. Just
18.
That kind of gets back to the
18.
whole
Dun, dun, dun,
compression
dun.
and brings slowing things down for everybody because there's no credits anymore. TV shows don't have credits. You're just
Yeah.
right into it
yeah.
because there's so much advertising and they're just trying to get your attention right away. And yeah, I miss a good intro and theme song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apple
Amy likes
TV's
Facts
doing
of
fine.
Life. We've been watching that.
Different strokes.
Yeah.
The ones that we all know. But you know what I love? Peacemaker. So
Oh.
talk about
Yeah.
bringing back an opening that you must watch.
Yeah.
Season 1 and season 2. It's like, I love that. You sit there and you go, ha ha. Like, I've seen the opening, but I love the dance. And I love the song. And I love what they do with it. And just like, that's like, nope, not going to skip the opening. Going to
Yeah,
watch it.
like Netflix gives you the option. I'm like, why would I skip this?
No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna because I genuinely really enjoy what went into it, how fun it is. It's sort of it really encapsulates the spirit of the show. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's great. I will give you that 30 seconds of my life because I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's what you're giving me.
Yes.
I mean, let's stay on music because going from theme songs, let's talk about music in general. I mean, Paul, what was your first album? What was the first album you bought with your own money?
I think hard about this one. It wasn't until high school, and it was either I didn't buy an album. It was a cassette tape,
Yeah.
Nice.
and it was either Pet Shop Boys, or Depeche Mode.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
Yeah,
New
yeah.
wave.
And I think it might have been, if it was Depeche Mode, it was the Violator album. And then before that, Pet Shop Boys, it was definitely, oh gosh, what was it? What was it called? The one with West End Girls on it.
Oh, I can even see the cover in my head.
Yeah, I can see it too, but it's like from like late 80s. Oh my God.
It's good stuff, though. Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was more, so I started listening more to that style of like electronica music, because the friends, my high school friends who were listening, they were into that kind of music. There's a nerdy sort of crowd, and the girls that are interested, they love that music, so it's like, what's that? Oh yeah, I love this music too.
I know this song. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, but I think those were the first ones. I mean, I had beforehand. I mean, we had albums, but like my parents, like I think we had like an Engelbert Humperdinck vinyl.
We had Roger Whittaker coming out
Yeah,
the wazoo for a while
uh,
there.
we had a lot of Bill Cosby comedy records.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
You
Oh, we
know,
had some of those too, I think.
yeah. So those were like we'd listen to those. Oh, and then my sister, that's it. Movie soundtracks. So I
Yes.
bought her for her birthday the soundtrack to the movie Annie,
Oh,
the musical way back when, Carol Burnett and
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry. That's right. And so like that was like her favorite movie of all time. So I remember getting her the soundtrack for that and regretting that, because that was all that played. Like I could sing and not because I wanted to, because it was always on.
Yeah.
It was just like, I know this song, Hard Knocks
You
Life.
couldn't keep your music as personal
Yeah,
back then
no,
either.
it was
Like,
like,
kind of if you had headphones at your bed or whatever, but
exactly.
if you took it
So,
around, it was on a
yeah, and
stereo.
phones were ankered into one place
Yeah.
too, right? So the phone was
Yeah.
close to her room. It's like, oh, I can't get away from him. So,
I was going to ask what song would instantly take you back to your childhood, but now I'm afraid it's A Hard Knock Life.
yeah, I kind of that's definitely a time warp one for me. Um, I'm just trying to think, because I really kind of started getting into music, listening to it like in junior high, but it was all that friggin' mushy romantic stuff. Because then I
Hmm.
started like having crushes on girls, and then you'd hear like Peter Cetera, like
Glory of Love.
"Glory of Love."
Yep.
That's it. Where it's just like, oh yeah, like those sappy sort of things, the slow dance songs and stuff. So I never really listened. Like that was like the whole like, I was in love with the idea of being in love with somebody, right? And so the music that kind of went hand in hand were those, ballad types rock songs that just sort
Yeah.
of went on forever. Glenn Medeiros,
Oh, man.
never gonna, uh,
Thinking of Rick
never gonna,
Astley?
no, not that one. Never gonna
Not
give
a
you up.
power
No, not
ballad.
that one. Never
That
gonna
was
share
it.
my love with you, or never gonna lose my love for you, or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
If I had to live my
Da,
life
da,
without you
da.
near me,
Yep.
that one. And so so like those were the, yeah, that was, and there's a ton of great music from the 80s. Like there really is,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
As I'm discovering more and more in my 50s, where it's like, oh, and it's hilarious because my wife, we play this game on Spotify. I'll go to the 80s mix and I'll play the first 3 notes of a song and she'll guess the song. I'm like, how, and there are songs I still don't remember hearing. I'm like, I don't know this song. Why you don't know this song? It's like, I don't know this song. I'm sorry. So it's
Wow.
fun. It's a lot of fun. Big Country
Is
is
it
another
more
one.
fun for her because she knows the songs, or
Yeah,
less
well, no, I never have to guess it. Like
because you
it's
don't?
me trying to stump her, which is
Yeah. Okay.
hilarious, right? So it's no, it's really cool.
That
But
happens in our
great. I
life
mean,
sometimes.
I still think like the '80s. I mean, and of course I'm biased, but it had some of the best music, fun music that was out there that was still written by the actual artists instead of by
Right.
committee
Yeah.
or a group of, I mean,
Yeah.
not that it wasn't happening, but it wasn't as prevalent as it is now. Now everything feels so curated and so formulaic and constructed and put together. The reading algorithms. I mean, that's why AI is starting to write music because they can pick out, fuck, old man shaking his hand in clouds, pick out what's kind of music you like. And, there's math and music gets, intertwined. And so the algorithm can read, it's like, oh, he likes songs that have this meter or this kind of beat and this sort of range. And they will suggest songs that are similar to that. And now they're taking it a step further where they have AI generated songs with AI generated music, and they don't tell you it's AI. It's just they show up and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a catchy beat. And it's because it's playing on all your preferences. It's not really creating
Yeah.
something new. It's an amalgam of all the stuff that you like that it's just putting into a blender. And that's scary. It's like, So that's why 80s music was just such a far range
Oh,
Yeah.
what songs were hits and what other didn't. Cyndi Lauper, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, that sort of anthem, and then mixed in with the video with Captain Lou Albano, and then they had it tied in with the Goonies, and wrestlers were involved. Like the Iron Sheik was in that music video, right? And it was just like, wow, that was kind of what a crazy mashup.
Right?
And then you had other groups who were like, that whole life is life, like life
Yeah.
is life,
Yeah.
na na na, na, like completely different
Yeah.
styles of music, but both were like hits, right?
Yeah.
So you're like, oh gosh, yeah. I mean, it's just probably nostalgia
Yeah.
for me.
Oh, we had the best music. We still have the best music.
Yeah. I mean, really, music videos too they were a thing, but not like a thing. Like they were moving into the 80s and 90s. They like that generation, our generation, crafted the penultimate music video types and tropes that
Right.
they don't really do now either. But for a while, it was like you have a hit song, you make a video for it.
Yeah.
Like that Aha video for
Yes.
Take On Me, that's timeless and it's
Yeah.
brilliant, and you've never seen anything before or since.
Yeah.
But
And they started to kind of come back to that.
Mhm.
I think in the early 2000s, like Kanye had a thing and it was kind of ridiculous, right? Like they kind of had this thing where it was just they were shooting short movies and that's kind of how it was. Like
yeah,
Pet Shop Boys, always on my mind. That music video is like, wow, that's an incredible video to watch.
yeah.
And I loved watching that. And
Thriller.
nowadays it's
Thriller is like a movie in
right.
itself.
Yeah. Right. You got John Landis directing it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Vincent Price narrating it. And now you got like, I don't know who's big now. Who's big now? I mean, you have
What are kids these days listening
I don't know. It's like I'm thinking of Kendrick Lamar, but like does he have like
Mm.
videos with a narrative in them? I don't know. I'm an old man.
I don't want to
know.
be that guy,
Well, even
but
like much music
maybe
in MTV, do they even
Taylor
are they
Taylor
video
does some of
heavy?
that stuff.
Taylor
Taylor Swift
Swift?
does a lot of that.
Yes, yeah.
A lot of narratives for her.
Yeah, she's an art form all on her own. That one.
And I've just added myself as a Swiftie, so there it is. Yep.
Yes. Nothing wrong. She plays good music. I
Nothing
mean,
wrong with
and that's
that.
the thing. The stigma of the artist and the music that they create is something that is still very, it's like, it's like it's okay if you like the song. It's
Mhm.
okay to say it. I should be able to say, and I still do. It's like I like that song.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I like it. You like Justin Bieber? It's like I like his song. I don't know if
Yeah.
I like him.
I don't
but
actually
I like
know
the
him.
song. It's catchy. Like I don't know half the time who's singing what
Yeah.
now, right? Like for the more modern music, it's like, oh yeah, well, that's cool. Is this the same? It's like, no, my son rolls his eyes. They sound so different. Like they all sound the same to me, Junior. Like I don't know. Hate to break it to you, but that beat, and I'm sorry, but like when the main lyric is, brr, brr, it's like, yeah, that's the height of. I might be alienating a bunch of listeners out there, but like I don't know. I can't. It's just, I look at it and go, you can't have a lyric like, brr, brr, and not expect me to say something,
Yeah.
you know? So.
That's
Maybe
hilarious.
not looking for my feedback, but here it is.
Maybe we jump into safer territory then and talk about comic books.
Oh God, comic books.
Were you like, people know you like not only from your work on TV and film and stage, but they also know like he's a comic book guy. He loves his comics.
Yeah, I stopped though.
Oh,
Yeah, I stopped because they were getting so expensive.
I had to stop too.
Yeah, and the space danger, and there's something, and it's the same thing about buying physical books, and it kills me for this because I love, like, I used to have a massive, massive book collection. And not, like, oh, look, it's the first edition of Chaucer and this and the poems of Yeats. Like, I had, like, a massive Star Trek novel, like the novelizations. Like, oh, God, who are my favorites? The names have long since been dusted over in my head. David Peter
Oh, Peter
David.
David. Yeah.
Peter David was one of my favorite authors for the Star Trek stuff. There was she wrote the Dreadnought.
Oh, God. I just read those recently.
Yeah,
Diane. No, it's gone.
damn it. So it's like, I had like those, DC Fontana and all these great novelizations, and then the Star Wars expanded universe novelizations, Rogue Squadron, and the books of Timothy Zahn and whatnot. And so it's like I had all those, and Stephen King, still a massive Stephen King fan. Tom Clancy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A lot of Tom Clancy books in my collection. It was just like, and then there was when I was in junior high, there was a freaking, oh God, what was it? Mac Bolan. That was the name of the character.
God,
Yeah, he was
Wow.
like some mercenary guy and there were like these serial novels that came out, and at the end of every one of the novels, they had schematics of the gun that the guy used in the. It's kind of ridiculous, but it was kid stuff. But like I collected all that stuff, with a fervor and a passion, and what ended up happening was I just run out of room.
Yeah.
And so it was the same thing with the comic books too, because I wouldn't go back and reread a ton of stuff. I would have it, and I could go back and reread if I wanted to, but it was like the one and done.
Yeah.
And I would go back and get certain books when I wanted to draw, because that's what I was really into, drawing stuff. But the comics that I collected, even then, weren't. I mean, I didn't collect superhero comics really. So no X-Men, no Superman, no Batman. Like my comic books were weird. Like I collected like Sergeant Rock,
Oh man.
GI Combat. Like I was like Little Joe Warmonger when I was a kid, because that shit fascinated me. Tanks, airplanes. It was all so cartoony. There was a comic book called The Nam, which was about Vietnam, right?
I have that.
Yeah, and so and I really love that series when it was Mike Gold, the artist. I loved the way he drew, and then the stories were great. But then when that artist left and they had another artist take over, I immediately, it's like, I don't like the way he draws his stuff.
Yeah.
And so that's when I stopped buying the books, right? And Sergeant Rock was kind of all over the place, but I didn't mind because they were close enough to it, and I think it was Frank Kubert was the author, the artist for that, and then GI Combat, and so I read stuff like that, and then I did end up, because it was the beginning of a series. I got the McFarlane Spider-Man, started collecting those because they got me with the 4 alternate covers like a sucker.
Yeah. Every time.
Right? And then there was another one, the Wolverine, the Chris Claremont Wolverine. They had this new series, so because it was ground floor, I went up 52 issues, so it was almost a full year, and then I was like, okay, I have to stop because I'm running out of space. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was in on the Eastman and Laird, the black and white OG. None of this Hasbro watered down dippy drippy bullshit where it's like, oh, I have to give him a different mask because we won't be able to tell which one's which. I hated that. Archie comics. Loved Archie.
Oh yeah.
Archie, Jughead Jones, Veronica Lodge. Large. God, that's a Freudian slip. Betty Cooper. Like I loved all that. Richie Rich, I would read as well. So like, yeah, like that was kind of the breadth of my comic experiences. And Dark Horse comics, when they came out, they had some great properties too, like the Aliens stuff
Star
was
Wars.
just, yeah, and then the Star Wars
stuff, yeah.
It just, I liked going to those sort of independent sort of publishing houses because they had like really, really cool stuff that was more my speed. So like superheroes were never really my bag. You know, and so yeah, you kind of go with what interests you, and that those were the kind of books that I like to read. Heavy into the sci-fi, but not so much into the fantasy, which is a really interesting sort of delineation for me.
Yeah, no, I get that. I'm kind of the same way. I very much dig all my sci-fi. Fantasy, I'll just dabble and stick my toe in now and again. Yeah. Sorry, George the dog got excited there for a second.
Like, what are we doing with our toes? What's happening?
Right? So comics kind of moves us right over to collectibles. I mean,
Yeah.
and obviously you've got tons and it all looks gorgeous. What is your prized or most favorite of all your collectibles?
You know, people keep asking me that, and I keep going, I don't know.
Which is your favorite kid?
Today.
Today, I think that's what it is. It's just this ever evolving. So I mean, the toys that I had when I was a kid, wouldn't consider myself a collector because they were my toys. I played with them. Yeah. That was not my, I mean, it was, my collection of toys, right? And I played hard with them. And so like, it was all that, like almost everything that I had was Star Wars, right? From Empire Strikes Back onwards, and stuff. And when I moved, because I grew up in Calgary, when I moved from Calgary to Toronto to go to university, I said very pointedly, this is my stuff. Please don't throw it out. Save it, because I'm coming back for it. 2 hours after I left, I shit you not, it was gone. My entire collection of toys, which was really heartbreaking.
Yeah. At
least it went to families where they had kids. Like, oh, we gave all your toys to this family. They have a young kid. I was like, fine. You've killed me. Yeah. But that's fine. And it hurt too much. It was just like, and it's just stuff, but it's stuff that I played with, and it was part of my who I was and helped shaped, you know, my idea of storytelling and play and stuff. And so I didn't really get back into collecting because like I'd go to like Silver Snail when it was on its height.
Queen Street?
Yeah. Queen Street, right? Like when it was the Silver Snail. And I would like look at the comics, be very wistful, but now it's like overwhelming because it's like, oh my God, where do you even start? How do you get back into this, right? And so I go for the collectibles and I'd look at all the toys. And this is still something I love to do. I love visiting toy stores. I just love seeing all the toys. And they had some beautiful things up there that you looked at them and I went, I really love that Eagle Lander from Space 1999. But I do not have the $80 to spare to pick that up because I need to eat this week. And, also I'd like to go out on a date with somebody and perhaps interact that way. So it was one of those things where, for me, it was like, okay, no money for it, priorities, right? And I didn't really seriously get back into collecting toys. I collected physical media instead.
Oh, yeah.
So, the CD collection. It's like, hey, baby, here, I'll put this on, like, some good music or, like, tunes and whatnot. But then I started, they have this thing, for the younger listeners, called the Columbia House. Visual and, like, CD. So, for me, it was movies. It was, you got 10 movies for 1 penny. And then after that, you had to pay blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So that's what started it. And I actually started collecting VHS movies of movies that I liked.
Yep.
And that kind of, it was manageable. it was like, okay, just a few movies here and there and stuff. And like, because when movies came out back in those days, right, they would run for however long in the theaters and you'd have to wait.
Yeah.
You have to wait at least a year before they came out on VHS. And when they came out on VHS, now that's another form of media. It was an actual physical tape. For all you non-Gen Xers out there, it was actually this big, chunky, plastic, rectangular box that held magnetic spools of tape that this information was coded on, and you would put it in a machine, and that machine would read that information and display it. VHS, those are the tapes. Anyways, I had a... So you would have to wait a year. They come out for rental, and there'd be a rental window because the studios, they had it all worked out. Theatrical run, make everybody wait. Rental run, right? And that rental run would be anywhere, usually about 6 months to a year, and then they would be put on sale.
Then you could buy it.
Right? And then it would be like $30, $30 or whatever. You could buy it right away, but it would cost like $125 to get the first run, sort of VHS tapes, because they knew they wanted to make as much money as they could, and if they sold it right away, they wouldn't be making as much money.
Yep. You pay one price, you have it forever.
There you go, and then you have it forever. And so VHS sort of went, and then DVDs. So like Laserdisc first, but I missed the Laserdisc wave.
I didn't
but then,
jump on that train.
Yeah, I just missed it because it was just like, what?
Yeah.
It was like you went out for lunch
so
and they were gone, right? And then DVDs came out, and they were talking about how, well, VHS is on a magnetic tape, physical media. It degrades over time. And you could, you put in a VHS tape from like 15 years ago, you're going to have nothing but static because it'll demagnetize.
Your VCR will eat it, and then that's it.
And you're like, oh my God, okay. So DVDs, where it's the first sort of iteration of high definition, sort of comes into play. And by high definition, we're not talking 1080p or 4K or 8K. Like this is like maybe 720. Not really. It's like way below. It's like 5 something. But it was cleaner than VHS, and it was on a disc. Now, discs are something that we used to have. Thin plastic pieces where digitally it would be encoded, and then you would put them in a physical media player, and it would read those discs. And the advantage of that was longevity and better quality and more storage space, right?
Yes.
You didn't have, if you had a long movie like that was more than 3 hours long, you didn't have 2 cassette tapes for it. You had 1 disc. There were times where you had to flip the disc over, though.
Yep.
I do remember those times.
I have one of those still.
Yeah. And so, and so it came to that. So, like, I still have a substantial physical media collection, and I still add to it today because I don't like streaming services. I don't trust them. I hate when there's a drop in internet and everything looks like you're watching it in a cave in Afghanistan or something like that during the 90s, where you're hiding from the U.S. Special Forces. Like, that's the feeling. Like, whenever it drops down, I go, oh. And also, when you buy something digitally, you don't own, like same with music. Yeah. You don't own that. You own the rights to listen to it, but they can yank that away. With physical media, it's mine. I own it.
Yeah.
There's like, you can't take it back. I got it.
Yeah.
So there's that. And now things are so spread over all the different services. You can't, Netflix was supposed to be like the one ring that binds us all.
Yeah, right?
Everything is there. And like, I don't need this anymore. People getting rid of their physical media collection. And now all of a sudden it's like, well, no, this movie isn't on Netflix anymore. It's like, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah. No, it's now Paramount took the rights back.
Yeah.
Like, well, can I watch it on Paramount? Yes, if you pay for it.
If you pay separate,
It's like, what? So now it's like the old days of cable again, where everything is like back to their proprietary sources.
Yeah.
Whereas for physical media, it's out. It's there. I have movies. I've been lending movies out to friends. It's like one friend, I don't have Netflix. I want to watch Heat. It's on Crave, but it's only in French.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, here.
I got you.
Yeah, I got you. Just make sure I get it back. It's like, yeah, okay, cool. And there's something about that, and it's like, it's my own personal collection that I've curated. Yeah. I don't buy every movie, but I buy the movies that I like, that I think I'll enjoy, and I've got from like, highly critical, like Criterion edition of Anora, which I still haven't seen, but it's like everybody's and to like, run and gun, fun, silly, stupid movies like Time Cop with Jean-Claude Van Damme or Hard Target, right? Like
that
you sit there and
watch.
go, and that's the way I go. So my collection of stuff is now I have TV money.
Yeah. That helps.
It's does it? Does it?
I mean, depends.
Yeah, it's Space
is there-
Danger all over again,
Yeah.
like with the comics and the things. But my
Is
favorite
there
thing
like
is
a holy grail
yeah,
toy
I mean
or item that you always wanted and have not got yet? Or are happy that you finally do?
yeah, I'm sure there is somewhere in there. I love them all. Like
Yeah.
I don't get things just for the sake of getting them. I get things like that Marie Kondo. Does it bring you happiness? Like, fuck yeah. That's why I have so
Yeah.
much shit.
It
It
all
all
sparks
makes me
joy.
happy. Come on. It's like, this is why I can't let it go because I love it all.
Yeah.
Because it is, I think collectibles and toys are a link to, I mean, they're very, for me, nostalgia. Bring me back to a time when it, just the pure joy
Yeah.
of watching something and playing with it and being in that world and telling the story or listening to the story or sharing the story. That's what these figures do. They bring for me. Like this is just sort of one of the, and I think they're super cool.
Yeah.
They're so detailed and cool. And I want to do more than just display them. Like I wanted to take, like they have toy photographers now who build these beautiful dioramas and will light them and have smoke and add effects. And I want to do that
Yeah, man.
as well, right? I mean, this is the whole, I often think about, not often, but there are times where I think about, I just love to maybe stop acting, stop doing like running like the hamster in a wheel type thing, and focus on just do my YouTube channel, like just
Yeah.
the YouTube channel, where I unbox toys, where I shoot long form videos, short form videos, do proper reviews on every single one of these figures, go out, do this thing about where, you know, how are these made? What's the process like for this? Like from when it gets from the design phase to how it's fabricated, to how it's shipped out and all this stuff. Like I want to do those deep cuts. I want to do like what you guys are doing, a podcast where you talk to like-minded people.
We just
and
want to
have
talk to
fun.
people about the stuff we love.
You know, and just share that. Like there's a part of me that's kind of like, yeah, I want to invest some like more time into that. Because, and I don't want to sound, and I do sound, ungrateful, but it's been like, you know, acting, and I'm happy to be acting. I'm busy, and I know it sounds really shitty because a lot of people aren't working. But for me to say, hey, I'd like to take a bit of a break from this so I can do this now. And that's the thing. I mean, I'm not getting any younger.
Yeah.
And it's
That's
one of
the
those
dream,
things where,
right? Like I would love to just do the stuff I love and I don't even need to get paid for it, but I need to be able to live.
just live off of it.
You have to live with
If
it.
I can create something and you just give me food, then that's good. I don't need to work as hard to have my paying job.
And that's kind of the key. You find the thing that you love, and if you can do it, because, you know, after a while, you kind of go, you know, when you're young, it's like, oh, it's all about, you know, I don't go different places. I want to make all the money and be glamorous and this and that and do all that stuff. And then I've found that the older I've gotten, the more I just want to stay home and play with my toys.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to be comfortable. It's getting dark out. I don't really feel like going out and putting on pants.
Yeah.
But I guess I got to go to this
Got some
thing,
shows to catch up on.
right? And it's just like, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of that. But I've also worked really, really hard for the last 10 years have been a crazy ride. And it's been fantastic, and I wouldn't change it for the world. But I think there's a time as well to sort of start pumping the brakes just a little bit.
Yeah.
And just start enjoying things. Because like I said,
Balance.
too, it's like, yeah, I'm not getting any younger. And if I devote all my time working on shows that I love working on, but then where's the time for me?
Yeah.
And so it is that balance where it's like I'm entering a different phase in my life, I think, where I'm trying to reorganize my priorities and figure out what it is I want to do now.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing the thing that I've always wanted to do when I was younger, and I've done it. So, but what's the next step? What do I want to do now?
Very
that
cool.
I'm
And
doing this.
actually, this leads into a nice little wrap-up question to kind of tie everything up. You have 5 minutes on a landline. The only connection is to your previous self, like your
Mm.
5-year-old self. What do you tell them?
No, my 5-year-old self is too much of a dumbass. He would not. He's like, what? I don't understand you. I would like to go back to my like 13-year-old self,
All right.
maybe.
I'm
Because
sure
I
the
think from
operator
5
can make that
onwards, it's
happen.
like you're pretty. He's got a pretty good grip on
Yeah.
shit because he's just experiencing things and loving life. The 13-year-old, I would. Oh God, yeah. What would I say? What would I say? I kind of like I have no real regrets growing up because I'm here. I'm where I'm at, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy. And if all those past experiences were necessary for me to go through to get to where I'm at, then 100%
Mhm.
I would sort of go through those moments, even the most embarrassing, god awful, soul crushing moments where you're like, oh fuck, I can't. Like that's so painful, but those are the best lessons learned.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I think what I do is just I'd call and I'd say, hey, look, you're gonna have some great times. You're gonna have some really shitty times. Don't learn from the shitty times, and don't let that, let it change you for the better. Grow from them. Don't change who you are because of them, but learn from them, and really like that whole be kind to others, like that's like gold. It is. Keep it with you. Hold it tight. Oh, and don't give up on the piano lessons, and listen to your mom more. Appreciate your mom more and your dad. I think that would be the only thing. That would be the only thing. Stick with the Korean lessons too.
That is fantastic.
Perfect.
I love it. Oh, I mean, honestly, Paul, I would sit and just chat with you all day, especially
I
with
know.
the Jaws and everything else.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we could just go, but I know we all have.
We have the time running out now. Yeah. Stupid free Zoom.
But
Ah,
I love that you made the time for us.
Thank you.
And just speaking on a personal side, love everything you do. Like I you have an avid fan right here. I mean,
Oh,
yeah, it's love
hey,
everything you do.
I said yes because I love the both of you.
oh.
Every time we've gotten together, you've been so kind and so. I mean, it was a no doubt about. I mean, see, when you reached out, I was like, yeah, right, like not
We'll do
even a
it. We'll do
thought.
it.
And I'm sorry, I don't. I'm terrible at response time.
Oh no, you were
But it
fine.
was like that was an automatic yep. And when my agent sort of like nudge nudge, I was like, oh yeah, no, like don't worry,
Let's do
yes, 100% yes.
Yeah.
This is something like dating back to like Kim's can be like the beginning of
Oh,
Kim's
yeah.
and
Yeah.
before, and it's just like, yeah, 100% because you're both fantastic people, and like I believe in what you're doing, and I love that you're still doing it, like you're
Still trying.
yeah. That's it. I mean, for me, I always said my career is I'm where I'm at because I was just too stupid and too stubborn to quit. So you find the thing that you want to do and you do it and you find time for it. And there you go. So thank you for thinking of me
Of
and
course.
having me be the first
Thank
in this
you.
new
Inaugural guest.
segment.
Gen-Xcavators.
I think it's going to be fantastic.
Well, I mean, they've all got a tough act to follow now that you've been on.
They're going to make me look really dumb in comparison. It's going to you're
Then
going to
we'll
have so
just
many.
do another one.
Yeah. Paul's rebuttal. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'll be it.
That is wonderful.
Okay. Well, I'll let you
my
guys
partner
go.
has a quick question.
Yeah.
What were you for Halloween this year?
I was a disgruntled Blue Jay fan. I actually went to Game 6 on Halloween, and I was sick as a dog, actually. I had a sinus infection, didn't realize it. But because I was in Vancouver for all of the Seattle series, and then it was just like, Halloween party, Halloween, Blue Jays. I didn't know, and I was just like, I'm putting on I have to be a Jays fan for
Yeah.
Halloween. And this is the first time in like forever that I didn't dress up for Halloween. Holy crap. Like, yeah, I did not dress up for Halloween at all. Like, I missed the retro 80s dance party
Oh,
at
man.
the Phoenix. I have a friend from Vancouver who comes out to Toronto every year, and they all dress up and they go out. I like, nope, baseball. Sorry. So,
Love
All
it.
right, before this cuts us off,
okay.
I'll just say a proper goodbye and thank you so
Yeah,
much again
thank
for
you.
coming on. We'll
Love
be in
it.
touch
Yes,
and
please do.
we'll do something again soon.
That would be fantastic. Yeah, feel free. Reach out anytime, guys.
Perfect.
Reach out.
Thank you.